Hello, these are some facts about me while I do my makeup. So my full name is Shani Alice Fenn. I was born in a place called Sendai in Japan. But when I was 4, I moved to the Gold Coast in Australia. This is the foundation I'm using. So up until I was 4, I lived in Sendai with my grandparents and my parents in the same household, and that's why I'm so close with my grandma. So Japanese was actually my first language, but when I was 4, English became my primary language. So now I'm bilingual, but English is definitely my strong language. My dad is Australian and my mum is Japanese. My dad's a truck driver and my mum is a stay-at-home mum. And I have a younger sister. She's 3 years younger than me. Her name's Marley and she's an immigration lawyer. Mum is the reason why my sister and I can still speak Japanese. So when we were little, we had to speak Japanese inside the house, which at the time I hated, but now that I look back, I'm really grateful that my mum did that. And then she also had us study Japanese like in the mornings and after school. So she kept us really connected with Japanese culture. So even though I grew up in Australia, I still felt really connected to Japan. This is the concealer I use. You can see which colors I like the most. I like this one and I like that one. My birthday is the 15th of December. I'm Sagittarius and my MBTI is ENFP. My height is 170 centimeters. Oh, I get asked quite a lot what color my eyes are. My eyes are hazel. My dad's eyes are green and my mum's eyes are brown. So I think I got a little bit of a mix of theirs. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, the apple. I don't know if you can see them, but they look like this. I had a lot of hobbies growing up. I loved arts and craft. I loved to dance. I was in the school choir. My favorite sport was netball. I was good at javelin. I know that's really random, but I was good at javelin. I played touch football for a bit. What else did I do? I loved reading and I also loved writing. I had a really good childhood. So grateful to my parents and I loved my childhood. My parents have always been very supportive. They had a very why not you kind of mindset. So when I was growing up, if I was interested in something or I wanted to give something a go, they were just like, why not you? Like, why couldn't you do that? So they encouraged me a lot to try different things. They're the kind of people, if I said, I want to be an Olympian athlete, like I want to be an Olympian, they would be like, yeah, sure, like if you tried, why couldn't you? I'm very lucky to have my parents. I did pretty well academically in school. I studied a lot. I actually really liked studying and I liked school, so I did quite well. For the blush I've been using, I really like this color. It looks like this. One of the biggest challenges I had when I was growing up was about my identity. So in school, I was teased for being Asian. So for a very long time, I tried to hide that I was Japanese. So I used to pretend that I couldn't speak Japanese, or I used to pretend that my mum wasn't Japanese. I tried very hard to be more Australian, which is very hard to hide when you look very Asian. I think a lot of people can relate to this, but I was absolutely torn to bits for Japanese lunches that I used to take. Like mum would make me the best lunches and I would take them to school, and I was teased so hard for my lunches. So I said to mum, I was like, Mum, I don't want to take your lunches to school anymore. Give me peanut butter and jam sandwiches. I felt so bad, but I just wanted to fit in. Like I didn't want to stand out. My grandma, I call her Bachan, she would send my sister and I the cutest Japanese stationery, like the cutest pens, the cutest little rubbers. I loved them, but I wouldn't take them to school because I didn't want people to see me using Japanese stationery. I know it sounds so stupid, but at the time, I just really didn't want to give anyone any more reason to point things out about me. I used to really hate being labeled or referred to as the Asian. Like, oh, Shani, the Asian. I hated that so much. I feel like subconsciously that kind of made me want to try harder in different things. So like I tried really hard at studying, or I tried really hard at sports, or I tried really hard in dance because I wanted people to see me beyond just being Asian. So I feel like the younger me would have a heart attack if she saw that I was so openly online in front of people, being very openly Japanese and being proud of where I'm from and my culture. I feel like she would have a heart attack, but I feel like she would be very proud. It took me a while, but I'm very proud of who I am and my roots and where I'm from and both cultures. It took me a while, but I'm here. Moving on, I've been on 2 reality TV shows. My first one was a show called Asia's Next Top Model. I was on cycle 6, kind of going back to what I was talking about before. When I was growing up on the Gold Coast, I didn't see a lot of Asian representation, so I didn't see a lot of Asian models or Asian people on TV or in media, on screens. I just didn't see them anywhere much at all. The only representation I feel like I saw was Cho Chang from Harry Potter and then also Musa from the Wings Club. I remember when I first watched Asia's Next Top Model, I was in high school, and it was the first time I saw so many Asian models, like so many different Asian models and all of the diversity, and I was so excited. I felt really inspired and really empowered to do the same because I never imagined that it could be possible for me. When I watched Asia's Next Top Model, I felt really inspired to try and become the representation that I guess I feel like I didn't have growing up. And then in my first year of uni, I saw that they were having auditions for the next cycle of Asia's Next Top Model, and I was like, yes, like put my name down. And then I went through all of the auditions, and I remember the day I got the email that I'd been selected, I ran to my mother. I was like, Mother! I read the email and it was like, congratulations, you've been picked as the representative of Japan. And my mum and I both cried. We were so happy. I was eliminated in the first episode though. You know what? It was such a good experience. I loved every moment of it. I made so many lifelong friends from that show. Like yesterday I was talking to Han. She was the rep for Singapore. We were on the phone for an hour and a half just talking about random stuff. I caught up with V, the rep for Vietnam, in Vietnam a couple of weeks ago. They're all lovely people. So glad that I did that, and I feel like it opened so many new doors for me. The second show I did was a Japanese reality show. Oh no, don't talk about that anymore. No, I'm kidding. It was pretty ridiculous, but it was also a good time, so I don't regret it. It was fun. It's pretty much the tamer, more boring version of Love Island, but super, super, super PG. So I did all of my schooling in Australia. Primary school, I went to Broadbeach State School. For high school, I went to Merrimack State High School. And for uni, I went to Griffith University. At Griffith, I studied law, and I was admitted as a lawyer in Queensland in 2022. I actually have a license to practice law in Queensland, but after my studies, I quickly realized it wasn't quite my thing. I think I'd like to come back to it one day when I'm a little bit older, but for now, my passions lie elsewhere. Sorry, mother, and sorry, father. The thing is, I have always loved making videos. Ever since I was little, I had a secret little hobby where I would steal my mum's camera and I would just make skits and music videos, and I would invite all of my friends, and I would force my sister to be in all of my videos. I just love the whole process of like writing a script, like casting people and making my own video, filming it, editing it, the storytelling, the production. I just loved the entire process so much. Actually, when I graduated high school, I was tossing up between law school and film school. I really wanted to do both, but I did end up picking law school because I guess for the stability. I don't regret it because I was equally interested in law. I still am interested, but for right now, my passion is storytelling and more of the creative side. I skipped a few steps because I was never going to finish. I did my eyes, I did my eyeliner and my mascara. And this is the powder that I use, and also another powder blush that I use. This is my lip combo. This is what my makeup looks like. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye!